Hello there and welcome. My name's GoodElk12. Today I'm just going to look at one of my Sudoku puzzles that I set. Now I've wanted to make this video primarily for my dad and my brother because I love telling them about my Sudoku, but they aren't as crazy about Sudoku as I am. Somebody else who's not quite as crazy about Sudoku as I am is Smudge up there. This guy down here, he might be a bit more crazy about Sudoku. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to have a go at making a video on this. I'll put a link to the puzzle if you wish to play it in the description. And let's have a little look at it. I just kind of wanted to talk about what I was thinking while I was setting it. Anyway, I'm going to leave Smudge there. Well, no, I'm probably going to... Oh, well, I could leave him there, couldn't I? Let's have a little look what happens if I scroll myself down here like this. Me and Smudge, can we see? Can we? Could just have Smudge. We could make us just a little bit smaller. Let's do that. Oh, look at that tail going. Tail's going. His tail's going. Excellent. Okay, so let's see what I can do to get this into the right place for me. Just have a look at that. I full screened it. So look. Well, what arm am I actually moving up and down the web? Let's try that. Full screened it. Okay, playing around with this setup. It has got a little timer on the top, which would be nice to keep in. Kind of lose the bottom of the grid if I'm not careful though. Maybe make it slightly smaller. Pop it there. That looks okay. Tail going. I like the tail going. Now, here we go. So let's go and have a little look at this Sudoku. So I just called it Killer 3, and I thought it was really, really good. When I was creating this killer, I was looking at... Well, let me just explain what Killer Sudoku is first of all. Killer Sudoku is like Sudoku, so Sudoku needs numbers 1 to 9 in every row, in every column, and every box, but they can only appear once in each of the 3 constraints. Now, Killer Sudoku has an extra constraint, which is that any box with a number needs to have digits added up to that number. So for instance, this is a very simple little cage. This is a 3 cage, and with 2 different numbers from 1 to 9 to make up 3, there is only one way: 1 and 2. There we are. That is the simplest cage in Killer Sudoku, I think. And each of the numbers, you can have bigger cages. For instance, you could have a 3-cell cage, which might add up to 6, 1, 2, and 3. 4-cell, they can go in between boxes. We might have some that, there's 2 that go across the line of a box down there. Okay, so useful to know. When I was setting up this puzzle, I wanted to use cages that didn't have a lot of options because I wanted this to be a real beginner's puzzle, a beginner's Killer Sudoku puzzle. So I've used a lot of 5s. 5 can be either 1 and 4, or it can be 2 and 3. However, if I give these a nice different colour like this, I like using colours. Well, that blue, yeah, let's make it pink instead. Let's do that. Okay, I like using colours. However, I don't know which is which at the moment, so I just add all the numbers. But interestingly, we know that this 5's got to be either 1 and 4 or 2 and 3. But interestingly, 10, to make up 10, you can only, in 4 digits, you can only do it with the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So now I know that I've got my 1, 2, 3 and 4 in this cage, because this is a quadruple. Now these are little dominoes. I would call this a double. So, for instance, but the other interesting one is 15. 15 is another interesting number because that can only be either 6 and 9, making 15, or 7 and 8. They're the two ways to make 15. And again, we could label these, sort of thing, not bluey, because is that the same color I used there? I think it is. Let's use that one and that one to give the different colors. However, we don't know, still don't know which way around these are. So again, 15 and 15 make up 30. So 30 is the biggest value you can have in a quadruple box, being 6, 7, 8 or 9. So now we have our 6, 7, 8 or 9 in this row. But interestingly, looking at the relationship, we know that anywhere where a green box can see another box, it will have to be the other colour. So again, I can start colouring these up, and I love using colours when doing Sudoku. Same this one. If this was pink, then it would rule out both possibilities. So that's got to be kind of salmon. And this one's got to be pink. Here. So interesting things start to happen. We know whatever is in this. If this is 1 and 4, for instance, and this was 1, then that would have to be 4, because they've got the same colouring. So that's why I start to use colouring. So interestingly, we've got 15 and 15 makes 30, and 10 makes 40. So the key thing to know about in Sudoku, the magic rule, is that any cage, any line, any row rather, or any column always will add up to 45. So now we've got 15 and 15 making 30, 40. So we have our first digit, which is actually a 5 in there. And we also know that this has to be 1, 2, 3 or 4. Now this is a key of how you're always looking to restrict digits in Sudoku. So this one here, we know it's got to be 1, 2, 3 or 4, but we can see it can't be 1 or 2. So it has to be 3 or 4. And that means that this has to be 1 or 2 to make up 5 in the column, in the row, in fact. So in fact this becomes 3 and 4 as well. So yeah, so this one here, again, 6, 7, 8, 9. So again we get 6, 7, 8, 9, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4 in here. However, we know this one's not 1, 2. So this one must be 1 or 2. And that marries up with that one. So if this is 1, that's a 4. If this is a 3, that's a 2. But that covers both possibility. But we know whatever it is, that'll be the opposite. So now, interestingly, this is the biggest cage you can do on a domino, because 8 and 9 make 17. And we may, does that help tell us anything about these? 8 and 9, Until we know what these are, then we can't know. But this does help us tell us the rest of what's in this box. Because we've got, in this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, in these 4 places. We've got 8 and 9, 8 or 9, and we know that we've already got our 4, 6, 7, 8 or 9, so we know this can't be either 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 6, 7, 8 or 9. So again we get another digit, which is that 5, which means this one must be 6 or 7, because of course it shares with this 8 or 9, and this here must be 3, 4 to share, to be the opposite of what that one is up there. Believe it or not, this is going to be orange. No, that's wrong. Yeah, that's going to be like salmon, and that one is going to be pink. There we go. Because in theory, whatever is, whether this is a 2, 3, if this is a 2, 3, then that will be 3, and that will be 4. So we'll see anyway. So now we know there's a 5 in one of these boxes. So when I'm doing Sudoku, I always use the Schrodinger. Is it Schrodinger technique? I can't remember his name. He's ever so impressive Sudoku setter and YouTuber who talks about a technique of labeling where 2 things can go. So we know 5 must be in either one of these boxes. So he says only label where you can see 2 things. Now we know all these things are going to help out here and start to break it down once we get some more numbers going. But what else is going to be in here? So 6, 7 is going to be in here as well. So 6 or 7 is going to live with this 5. So I'm not going to put them in yet, but it does actually form a little triple there. But if we look down the puzzle and start to look at what else we've got now, 16 cage. This 16 cage is looking towards this 6, 7. So a 16 is a high number again. So we could assume, is there a set 9 in it? There's probably a 9 in it and 7. Is there any other way to do 16? 8 and 8? No, can't do that in Sudoku. So we now know that this is a 6. So that gives us our 6, which now tells us that this can't be 6, 9. And in fact, this is 6 and 9. So now we have our parity of these. Oops, wrong one. 6, 9 of these coloured boxes, dominoes, in fact, like that. 6, 9. So now we know that this must be an 8. This becomes a 9. I don't like it telling me. So now we can switch across to the other type of labeling. 5, 7 in there. 5, 7 in there. So I use corner notation if there's a possibility of one digit being in two places, and then I go to central location if it's the only digit that can be there. So now we've got those worked out, and of course you could say you could call that line blue, like that kind of, but the 5 we haven't really coloured. So I love using colours to solve puzzles if possible. So now, what's going on down here to tell us anything? We've got another 17 here. So 17 is going to give us a 9 and 8, and straight away we see that that gives us the parity of that square, which way round they go at least. So this is 9 and 8. And the 3 is 1 and 2. So this marries up with this 1 or 2. Does that help us at all? Possibly not at the moment. So 4. So 1 and 3 is 4. So 4 is another helpful one. So 3 and 4 are the two domino, only one combination, because 1 and 3 is the only way to make up 4. So now this can't be 1 and 3. So this is 2, 4. Can't be 2, 4. Kind of funny thing going on here now. But it's still this quadruple going on. But does this give us... Well, we know that 2 or 4 must be in that one. 2 can't be in here. 4 could be in there. What other number are we missing? Which digit are we missing? 7. So 7. 7's going to be in there as well. Okay. So we've got 17 there, which is 8, 9 again. Another 3 there. Oh, that can't be a 9. So we've got which way round they go, quite simply. And that starts to unwind that. So in these puzzles, there's usually digits that come up that help us to figure out where other digits are. So now we're looking at a 7, could be in there, okay. 8 here. Yeah, 2, 4. Okay. So again, I can fill in the rest of these numbers. 3, 4. 1, 2 up here, 1, 2 up here. Don't know. Okay. Well, this 1 and 3 is going to... 1 and 2 is going to affect that. So that takes that away. Which means we've got 1, 2 double there. So that means we can remove 1, 2 from there. And therefore we can remove 3, 4 from there. Okay. So now these 15 cages, we know they must have 6, 7, 8. I can't have 8 in that one. I can't have 8 or 9 in that one. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now this one is 1 and 3. So I'm looking for 1, 2 ways of ruling this out. This is a 1, 2. can't guarantee where one is in that top row. Could be over here. So, So this one here, 16 is 7 and 9. So, we got these 9s. Because there must be a 9 in that domino and a 9 in that domino, means there must be a 9 in this domino. So that is 9. This becomes 7. That becomes 5. That becomes 7. This can no longer be 7. So 7 and 8. So this can't be 8. Okay. Well, this can't be 7 or 9. So this is 6. And this will be 9. So this becomes 7 and this becomes 8. This becomes 9. This becomes 7. This becomes 9. This becomes 8. 7 has gone from there. So the only place in this column that we can place a 7 becomes in here. So that becomes a 7. That has sorted that bit out. 8, 2, 7. Yeah, okay. Put the wrong digit in. Doesn't help. So 6 and 9 aren't sorted up there yet. There must be there's going to be a 9. So where is the 9 going to be in this box? We know that it's got to be there, because it can't be along here and it can't be in any of those. So that has sorted those out. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, 3, 1, 2. We've got 3, 4, and 5 in these digits. Does that help us? We know 3, 4 can't be in there because there's already a 3, 4. So we know this digit must be 5. This has got to be 3 or 4. And this one here, we can tell what it is because it must be a 7. Because there's no 7 in any of the markings. 7 won't fit in a 5 box. So I thought it was clever that 5 actually doesn't go in any of the cages in this puzzle. So we can put a 7 there by Sudoku. Again, trying to make a nice simple puzzle so 3 can't come down here. So 3's got to be in one of those two. Okay, so 3 can be there. Where else can it be? Oh, yeah, 3's got to be in one of these two, hasn't it? So 3. So these are. There's got to be a 5 in there. A 6. There's got to be a 6 in these two. There's got to be a 5, 6. Now I'm being really careful because this is where I tend to make mistakes on this puzzle. We got a pair of 1, 2s, so we can't have any more 1, 2s in the line. We got our 3s. 3s must be in either of those because they can't be there because of those 1, 3s there, that 4 cage, and they can't be there because of that 4 cage. The 3s are restricted to those 2 cells there, and actually those 2 cells there. It doesn't terribly help us. 1, 2, 3, 4. So fours aren't so restricted. Fours can go in all of them. 5, again not restricted, and can go in all of them. 6s, there's a 6 down here. Can there be a 6 up here? Yep, there can be a 6 up there, so that's not terribly helpful either. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone, except we know this has got to be a 4 because of the 1 and 2 over there. So that starts to work these out. So 3 and 2 make 5, 4 and 1 make 5, and that tells us what these are, 1 and 3 in the corner. I don't understand why they say that or Cracking the Cryptic, but I did end up with 3 in the corner, and I kept on going, ooh, why is there little fireworks going off in the corner? I think it's something that Simon says, but there we go. Don't know what it's all about. So here we go. Yeah. So these are all widening themselves up nicely now. Yeah. Yeah. So what's left in here? 4. So we know 4 must be in there. 5. 5 either there. 6. Yeah, still not so helpful with the 6. 8. Oh, so it's 4, 5, 6 really. Okay, so let's sort out some of these places where things are needing sorting. There we are. So this becomes 2 and 3. But we would have known that if we looked at the other ones. This has got to be 3. Makes that 1. Makes that 2, which sorts out that 2, 3 pair up the top. There. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're missing a 2 in here, so there's a 2 there, because there's a 2 over here, making sure it can't go there, and a 2 in this box already. 3, 4, 5. 5 must be in one of these 2 places. 6, 7, 8. So we're missing 8. This is 5, 8 then. 5, 8. This is 5, 8. Okay. So what else have we got going on here? So we need 5 in here as well. So 1, 2, 3 as well. 3. So 3's got to be in here. So 3 is there. 4. 4 is needed. So this is 4 and 5. 4, 5, 8. Oh, so this is 4 and 5. So this is a quadruple. This is not. It's nice the way this looks. 4, 5, 5, 8, 4, 8. Except there's a 4 around stopping it. There's the 4. So that's how a quadruple would look with varying numbers. So it's good to spot those if we can. So that tells us where our 5s and 8s are. So this gives us the last digit in here, which is meh, as you can't see for looking. 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. 5, I should have known it's 5. That pesky 5, so that's 5, that's 6. This becomes 2, does it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was saying it's good to be able to just pick up what these are. So this is 4 and 6. Oh no, that's wrong. 4 and 6. Through getting used to the numbers and kind of your brain kind of can do things like this for you. So what numbers are missing from that row? So not really looking at it. Let's have a look. Is there a 6 in it? There's not a 6. Is there a 1? No, there is a 1 there. Okay, that's wrong. So 3, 5. 5 is missing, isn't it? We've got our 5 missing. So 5 must be in either these two now. But what's that? We should know what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that sorts out those over there. And that's 5, 6. So these two are 1 and 8, is it? Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're missing our 5. So our 5 is actually down here. 6, is it? What's missing from this box? A 2. 2 and a 4. There we are. All good. I've solved it once. There we are. That's my little puzzle anyway. So, yeah. So that's really cool. That these nice, the way these nice sets go, and then it just leads you to the rest of the solve. So if you'd like to play this puzzle and have a go with this puzzle, then you can feel free. The main numbers, of course, are 5, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 15, 9 and 6, or 8 and 7. And then we have 17, 8 and 9, 16, 7 and 9, 3, 1 and 2, 4, 1 and 3, and that's kind of the extent of it, really. So I haven't got too complicated with it. Let's pop back. It took me half an hour talking through that. Let's pop back into my video editing thingy and see if we're still here and we can see everything. Who was my... I was a bit in front of the doodahs, so there we go. Well, thank you for joining me for this video. See, Smudge is absolutely loving it, if you can see him in the background. Where is he gonna do it? Yeah. Oh, stretch, Smudge, stretch. That's it. Yep. Thank you for joining me this evening. And whether it is your morning, your afternoon, your evening or your night, I hope you've had a very good one and having a very good one. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Not making a lot of Minecraft lately. That kind of went off. But might do some more Sudoku. We'll see. Maybe. Anyway, thank you again. Bye then. Bye. Bye for Smudge. That's Smudge. Box Smudge. And this guy, I don't know his name. But he's been here supporting me throughout the video, watching.